How's it going, guys? Good morning. It's the Peruvian trucker back with another video. Coming at you from Shaw's Supermarket in Methuen, Massachusetts. So in my last video, I had this load going to Minnesota, and I delivered that load. Well, while I was recording that video, waiting to get unloaded, not only did I get to record that video, but I also got my next load. And my next load is the one that I'm in right now. This is a load that picked up in Dakota City, Nebraska, and it has the 2 stops. The first stop is here in Massachusetts, and the second stop is in Syracuse, New York. So I gotta drive back 300 miles after I deliver this. But it doesn't deliver until tomorrow morning, so hopefully my recaps, I know my recaps will kick in. And that's the thing, this is the first time that I'm really counting on my recaps. Usually I have enough time to take a 34-hour reset, and I had the time to do that on this load. But so the way this happened, I had the time. I was taking my 34 before going to pick up this trailer that I'm delivering right now, and at roughly the 24-hour mark of my 34-hour reset, I had to move the truck, and I threw it into personal conveyance. But I threw it into personal conveyance before starting the engine. And I don't know if this is something that happens with other brands other than Freightliner, but the way Omnitrax works with the Freightliner is that I threw myself into personal conveyance, I started the truck, and it shows a message asking you if you want to continue the personal conveyance that you started 10 seconds ago. I missed that message because I was kind of in a hurry, and I ruined my 34-hour reset at 24 hours. Needless to say, I was very upset. You guys have never seen me upset. That's because I would like to say that I'm smart enough to not, just go online with a bad attitude that may have bad consequences for me in my career. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Hopefully it never happens. Hopefully I never do that. But I did call my trainer right away, and he sensed my voice immediately because he knows me, and I was really upset. I had a whole day planned out of my next 10 hours that I was gonna have a nice meal, and I was gonna cook some eggs, and I was gonna eat, and I was gonna watch a movie, and I was gonna take a shower. But yeah, all that got ruined because of my mistake. And I have no one to blame but myself. I could blame Omnitrax for having a stupid system, but I know better. I missed it, so I was really upset. I just had to drive straight to my pickup because at that point it made no sense to continue sitting. I just went to pick up my the trailer and started on this load. And that's pretty much it. Within 30 minutes of being upset and just calling people to rant, I started listening to music, and my mood changed, and reality sunk in. I was fine with the situation at that point because there's nothing I can do, and just kept going. I started listening to music, and I was actually excited to just drive. It was a really nice scenery in Nebraska, Minnesota to Nebraska, and I just enjoyed the trip. I made it to the pickup 5 hours later, and the trailer was ready, so I picked it up. I drove as far as I could, and took my 10 hours, and then continued all the way here. But this is the first load. Like I don't know if I mentioned it already, but this is the first load in which I'm really counting on my recaps. This morning, well, actually yesterday, I drove my 11 hours. I literally stopped with 1 minute on the clock. I should have taken a picture. That's the first time I stopped with like the 1 minute. But I had 5 hours left on my 70-hour clock this morning. Well, yesterday when I pulled over, and I got 2 hours this morning, but I was only 300 miles away, so that was perfect. Right now I have 2 hours and 29 minutes left on my on-duty clock, and I have 300 miles to go, but I don't have to deliver until tomorrow. So as soon as I'm done with this, I'm just gonna drive as far as I can back, which probably like 100 miles. Park and sit there until midnight, get my next recap, which is 5 hours, and take it all the way through. And after that, I should be fine. My next recap, the one after tomorrow, is going to be another 10 hours and 10 hours, and I should just be able to soldier on after that. And that's pretty much it. Just a quick update. Last week wasn't as good on revenue because not because I haven't been running. I've been making good money, but last week, the load that I picked up in Orlando didn't deliver until Thursday. So yes, and so basically, the load that I picked up in Orlando and this load that took me from Nebraska all the way to basically New York, those two are gonna be squeezed in one settlement. So it's gonna be a good settlement, and that's the thing. Like, I mean, people have said it in the comments, and I knew this like coming in. Like, it's not gonna be steady every single week. It's going to be, it's gonna have its ups and downs because it all evens out. And in that sense, I mean, some people may have a hard time getting used to that or adjusting to that. But coming from the car business, where where you don't get paid hourly, you get paid per job, and sometimes you get good jobs and sometimes you get bad jobs. It's pretty much the same, and so it's really not a drastic change in that aspect for me. It's definitely way more money, but the way the money comes in, it's similar, with its ups and downs, and again, it all comes down to just saving money and preparing for those downs, which so far hasn't been an issue for me. So another update, according to my trainer, I mentioned this in a couple videos back, that we were competing for who could spend more time out here on the road, or who can stay out on the road the longest before taking any home time. And I guess that after my weekend in Orlando, I lost that challenge, because I did ask my dispatch to, just not send me any loads until Sunday at noon. So it is what it is. I had a good time. I don't regret it. No takebacks. And we're back on the road making money. And the other thing, I mentioned on the last video that this video was going to be the big update on what I want to do for the channel, or what I want to add to the channel. I'm not going to talk about it on this video. At this point, I feel like I'm hyping it up way too much, way more than what it is. But I want to give it its own video. So that's probably going to be the next video, when I get to my final destination on this load in Syracuse, and I'm sitting in the cab updating you guys on that. It will be a short, like very small update, and basically I'm going to talk about what I want to do with the channel going forward. And that's pretty much it. I want to thank you guys for watching. I love reading the comments. Thank you for commenting, and thank you for all the advice that you give me, for sure. I try to respond to every single one. I made the video so you guys know. And again, thank you for following me on this journey, and I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one.